Well, Graham, out of your 5 games in charge, was that the most disappointing?
Yes, I'd have to say so. Yeah, it was not to be. It didn't come as a shock. I knew the players were going to empty at some stage. I knew they were going to hit a brick wall. I knew that there was maybe I knew it was maybe a bridge too far to ask them today to keep going the way they're going. We've hit them hard since we've come in. And it just they looked empty. They looked as if they'd run out of steam today, to be quite honest.
They hit a brick wall, you used the term there. In terms of what?
They just didn't look sharp, they didn't look fit. They just looked as if it was a real toil, a real slog for them today. It looked as if they were I guess I call it running in treacle, running in quicksand. They looked as if it was an uphill battle for them. There was no sharpness to us. Yes, that's probably to be expected with 5 games. 5 games in such close proximity, but I was really disappointed. We looked flat from the off. The sending off doesn't help either team, to be quite honest. But look, that's their circumstances and their obstacles that we should be overcoming. But overall, the display wasn't good enough. It lacked a little bit of quality, to be quite honest.
It's never a foregone conclusion, is it, once a side has gone down to 10 men? But apart from quality, what else were Mansfield without today? What more did you want to see from them?
I wanted to see a little bit of bravery. I wanted to see a little bit of someone to get on the ball and control it, and get us the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Listen, it's not rocket science, but when you play against 10 men, you have to push the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. And in the first 10 minutes when the player got sent off, our 2 centre halves are actually passing the ball to each other. And I think at one stage we rolled it back to Conrad, and that's just that's maybe not thinking clear under pressure. I'd liken us to show a little bit more guile, a little bit more experience on the pitch, a little bit of leadership, maybe to get a hold of the team on the pitch and get us from side to side. We didn't switch play well enough today. We didn't do it quick enough. And when your players are putting their foot on the ball and actually slowing the game down to suit Grimsby. And we also fell into the trick of physical contact. In the modern day game, you have physical contact. The players are going to go down and roll about, and we knew they were going to go down and do that, buy time, kill the clock, and we played into their hands.
Yeah, you tried to change it as well, didn't you, early on in the second half? Did that have any type of impact that you desired?
No, it didn't. No, I don't think I could have changed any more. I think we chucked everything we had really at them, to be quite honest. The lads were just as I say, they were empty. They were just their tanks were empty. And that was unfortunate. We knew it was going to come. It's unfortunate that it was here because we were on a little bit of we had a couple of decent performances here at home. But like I said, they've run a lot, they've chased a lot, they've over the last four games for us, and it just looked as if that was a bridge too far for them today.
Yeah, in a nutshell, it's often said, isn't it, in football, that you learn more about your players as a manager when you lose. What have you learnt today, Graham?
Well, there wasn't a lot that I didn't already know, to be quite honest. I knew 1 or 2 were unfit. I knew 1 or 2 are not at their optimum levels. I know 1 or 2 of them are short in confidence. I know there's an inconsistency in the changing room. So all of which we'll have to look at, all of which we'll have to delve into, and all of which we'll have to obviously see where we go with it and what we do with it and how we react with it. But yeah, you're hoping you're on your home patch. You're hoping you've had a couple of games here in Northampton and Port Vale over the last couple of weeks. You're hoping for a little bit more. You're hoping for a little bit better from them. But listen, it's disappointing, bitterly disappointing. But it wasn't good enough, and let's not hide the fact, and let's not make any excuses. That wasn't good enough.
Just for clarity, what was your opinion on the red card?
Look, I was a centre half. I don't mind a challenge. I don't mind people putting challenges in, and you're going to be late with tackles every now and again. You're going to miss a tackle every now and again. It's part and parcel of football. Not every challenge is a red card. Not every challenge is a sending off, and not every challenge is a free kick. But we are where we are in the modern day game. Was it harsh? I don't know. I'd have to see it back. It looked a strong, aggressive challenge. Strong, aggressive challenges get punished nowadays. If I was the referee, I wouldn't punish strong, aggressive challenges. I'd understand the game. I understand that tackles can be made and mistimed. That is parcel of the game. So, look, I don't know. I don't want to get into any trouble or cause any controversy. But I'd feel aggrieved if one of my players was sent off for a slightly mistimed tackle.
And just a bit of housekeeping. Hayden White appeared to pick up a knock. What's the latest there?
No, we just run out of steam. He ran out of steam. Sorry. He just he'd had I think that's his second game in 3 months. So he cramped up at Cambridge on Wednesday, and he was just running on empty, to be honest. So we just obviously had to take him out, and we got some fresh legs in young James Clark. He'll come on.
And very finally from me, you have at last got a full week's training ahead of you next week. Just how much are you looking forward to that, Graham, and what do you plan to do within the next 5 days?
Well, I'll be looking forward to it. I don't think the players will be looking forward to be honest, but it will benefit them. It will benefit them going forward, and they have to trust in that, and they have to buy into that. So it will be tough. It'll be constant, but I also have to be careful because I have to leave something in the tank for next Saturday because we go again.
Very finally, any latest you can give us in the early stages of the January transfer window?
That's the second very finally question. So is this the final question?
Depends on your answer.
Look, at the end of the day, I've inherited a squad that needs help. I've inherited a squad of players that needs maybe shaking up. So let's see what happens. Let's see where we go, and let's see what we do. I just want honest, hard-working environment. I want people on board. I want people who can handle this arena, and I want people to do a little bit more than they're actually doing. And that's not a big ask. I don't think that's a big ask. But at the end of the day, I can't hang around. One manager has lost his job with this group of players already, and I don't want to be the second one. So I can't really hang around. So that might give you an indication.
Interview terminated. Thank you, Graham.
Brilliant. Thank you. Cheers.